Welcome to the Lawless Astrology channel. My name is Dabney Lawless, and I'm an evolutionary astrologer that trained with the renowned astrologer Steven Forrest. What we do on this channel is we look at how the cosmos and the planetary energy can support us down here on planet Earth and live a more conscious and peaceful life. So today we're going to be looking at the astrological forecast for July 31st through August 7th. So if that's content you're interested in, please do stick around. This week, the overall theme for me really is about expressing yourself. So I was listening to that Madonna song, Express Yourself, and I was sort of looking at all the transits and I was thinking that's what this week is about. So last week, we really got a new, fresh perspective. There was kind of new energy that came into the room in a lot of different ways. There was the political front, but there was just kind of this lightness that was like, okay, now we're moving forward, where we maybe had felt really stuck with Mars and Taurus, just Mars entered Gemini, and there was kind of like a whole new outlook. So we're going to have some other signs moving, planets moving into new signs this week as well. So one of the first things I want to talk about is Venus squaring Uranus early in the week, August 2nd. That is a really amazing time to express yourself. So what do you love? Wear it, express it, show it. This is a really amazing time. Like if you love florals, go all out with florals. If you've always wanted to color your hair pink, try it. So this is a time where you're sort of being challenged to figure out what you love. What's your personal aesthetic? What are the things that make you feel comfortable and confident? And then really lean into them and express yourself in a new and unusual way. So the big juicy day of the week is August 4th, and that's where we get our new moon in the sign of Leo. And it's a really nice new moon. It gives us the ability to, again, express ourselves. And the challenge for this week, or the ritual, I should say, not a challenge, if you so choose to do it, is to do a vision board. So last week was really about kind of reframing your perspective and thinking about how do you want to see things differently? How do you want to move forward? And this week is about expressing that. And so if you've never done a vision board, they're quite fun to do. And it's just a really creative way for you to kind of get ideas out of your head and into pictures. So when I do a vision board, I take magazines or, you can print pictures off the internet. And if you really don't have a lot of time, you can even just print one picture off the internet or one picture that you cut out of a magazine and you put it on a board. You put it on, just a piece of paper that's a little more, sturdy than, just an 8.5 by 11 piece of typing paper, and you really kind of set an intention. And whatever it is that you are interested in manifesting under this Leo new moon, what you want to bring out into your life, this is where you kind of put pictures to it. You give it a metaphor. So it can be quite literal. I've seen people do vision boards where they really want to manifest more money in their life. Like finances are a big deal for them. And so, they take like a fortune magazine and they cut out the word fortune and then they, have dollar signs and things like that. I think that there's some value to that, but I also want to challenge you to go beyond it and to think about how are you going to manifest this? You've already kind of got that perspective and sort of put pictures that are maybe a little bit more personal to you that reflect, your heart, your soul, reflect your creativity. So you can have things that symbolize other things. So a lot of times on my vision boards, I put flowers because the different colors and the different flowers mean different things to me. So you can, it doesn't have to be very literal. It can be very metaphorical. Or if you are kind of a literal person, make it as literal as you want to. The whole point is expressing yourself and your inner desires. What is it that you personally are trying to manifest on this Leo new moon? Okay, so that is the ritual for this week, is to find some sort of visual, beautiful, ugly, whatever it is, image or images on a board that is going to sort of represent and ground you into manifesting what it is that you're looking to manifest. So the next day, Venus actually enters Virgo. So on August 5th. So we have this moon, this new moon. Again, for those who don't remember, a new moon is when things are born. We can't see the potential. We don't know where we're going. It's the dark of the moon. But in time, we will see our dreams have come true, right? If we kind of feed them, it's where we put our attention, things grow. So the next day, when we have Venus in Virgo, we have a really nice opportunity to kind of reflect on things. And Venus in Virgo loves to kind of look at the nitty gritty. It's a little less about kind of that, creative, Leo, expressive Venus. It's much more about kind of like honing in and perfecting the vision. Okay, so you kind of get to really bring out your creative side earlier in the week. And by the end of the week, we're looking at really kind of refining it, making fine tune. You can put words to your vision board at this point because it's still within that sort of new moon. So you can sort of describe and just write like a little note about how you're going to do the things you're going to do. I created a 5-year plan at one point. It was a vision board that I created, and it was very metaphorical, but I had all the things I wanted. Like I had a picture of a cat, and I had a picture of the stars, and I had a picture of a palm tree, and I had a picture of elephants. And like the elephants to me symbolized community, and the stars symbolized my astrology work, and the palm tree symbolized wanting to live in a warm climate. So I had this kind of 5-year plan, and then put words to all of it, and I laminated them both. And then, believe it or not, in 5 years, I had manifested everything on that board. And that had included finding a husband, buying a house. I mean, it was all the things that like at that time were my 5-year plan dreams. So I think there's a lot of power in these vision boards. And if you have any questions about that, please put them in the comments. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have if you're not familiar or haven't done this yourself. So again, the Virgo piece is really nice time for you to write down and make it concrete. How are you going to make this happen? Then we have on the 7th, Mercury and Venus are conjunct. So I guess I forgot to mention the fact that Mercury is also going retrograde. So on the 4th, 5th, Mercury goes retrograde. Don't panic, okay? So Mercury retrograde gets a really bad rap. The thing with Mercury retrograde is that it is kind of stressful sometimes. You don't want to go buy a new computer or a new TV set, but at the same time, it can be a wonderful time to sit and reflect on things. It can be a great time to make progress on projects that you have already started. They talk a lot about not signing contracts during Mercury retrograde, but life happens, and Mercury retrograde happens several times a year. And it's really sometimes impossible not to sign a contract or not to start a new job or not to buy a new house. Life has to go on. So I always kind of think of it like, well, have you been looking for a house? Is this something that you've already put in motion? So that's the big thing with Mercury retrograde. And the benefit of it is it gives you an opportunity to slow down and think things through a little bit more and not be so hasty and not have to make decisions. So Mercury is retrograde, I believe, from the 4th to the 28th of August. So if you just want to note that down. But this week is really all about expressing yourself and finding what it is you love and kind of getting a little bit of a renewed joy and playfulness and energy and really taking advantage of this Leo time, because Leo is such a beautiful sign. It is the sign of the sun and it feeds your well-being. And yeah, it's a good week. Subscribe, because it means a lot to me and it gets me in the algorithm. And beyond that, I would just say there's a reason and a season for it all, and the universe is conspiring to help us. And I hope you have a really sweet expressing yourself week.